students marching in protest. The latest on the March for Your Education right now. Hello and welcome to this edition of UCentral News. I'm Edmond Jones.
And I'm CJ Craig.
Today, UCO students marched to Old North in protest. Hundreds of students gathered to voice their concerns in the wake of several decisions made by university administration. The students staged a sit-in at Old North after the march from the Blue Tent. The focus of the protest centered on budget mismanagement, the possible promotion of Cato Bus, and how students will be affected financially next semester. Another protest will happen tomorrow at 12.
And UCentral's Shannon Schwab was on the scene earlier today. Here's what he observed and what students should expect.
The recent budget forum on March 24th sparked outrage among students. UCO students are seen marching and protesting throughout campus with their concerns regarding non-transparent leadership, increased tuition, budget mismanagement, and the promotion of Department of Theater Arts Chair Cato Bus. The protest started at 12 p.m. where students are gathered in the area that I'm standing right now and march towards Old North and into the office of the president. Messages and statements showing students' dissatisfaction are seen written on the pavement throughout campus. From Edmond, Oklahoma, I'm Shannon Chua, UCentral News.
And take a look at this.
Many of these flyers made their way around campus before and during the protests today. Issues like budget mismanagement, fee raises, and the possible promotion of faculty with sexual misconduct allegations were advertised. Clearly, the students want their voices heard. And the office of the president released a statement saying, quote, "The emotional weight for our students, faculty, and staff is heavy. The university recognizes students' rights to peaceful assembly and free speech. The president's office is working to schedule meetings with students' groups to hear concerns," end quote.
And UCentral's Cameron Forrell has an in-depth look on the situation here on campus. Let's toss it over to him for an update.
Thank you, guys. Students gathered at the Blue Tent near the Nye University Center earlier today to protest various concerns amongst the UCO community. They marched to Old North, where President Patty Newhald Ravi Kumar's office is located, to protest. The concerns are centered around sexual misconduct from UCO professor Cato Bus, as well as raising tuition fees and cutting faculty. There will be another student-led protest tomorrow at noon at Old North once again. Back to you guys.
And one of the issues of students' concern is the possible promotion of a UCO theater professor. Let's take it over to Eden, who found regarding misconduct allegations. Eden?
An associate professor who is the subject of an ongoing Title IX case against the university is being recommended for promotion. Cato Bus has been recommended to become a full-time professor almost a year after 6 students filed a federal lawsuit against the university. UCO said it had no knowledge of inappropriate relationships at the time. They later admitted in court documents that Bus did maintain a relationship with one plaintiff in 2017. UCO later asked a judge to throw out the civil case. Students at the budget protest expressed their disappointment that Bus is being rewarded rather than disciplined and believe that more students will leave the university because of it. As of now, Bus has stepped down from his interim dean position at the end of last spring semester. We will keep you updated. For now, let's toss it to CJ for weather.
Well, thanks, Eden. Well, definitely, it's been a couple of warm days here in central Oklahoma, and that's quickly changed, as you can see right here in Edmond, sitting at about 65 degrees under very windy conditions. Now, that low-pressure system has made its way through Oklahoma, and with it, it's brought colder temperatures and more wind, and we can expect those things to stick around at least for the next couple of days here in the Edmond area. The winds are blowing northwest at about 15 to 25 miles per hour, and they are especially high today. We could see some gusts of 45 to 50 miles an hour, so definitely be aware of those winds as they are a concern here today in Oklahoma. The humidity is very low as well, sitting at about 15%, and with that humidity, that's going to raise the fire damage as well. With less moisture in the air and with all of this wind, that fire danger is going to skyrocket through the roof, and it feels like it is 63 degrees here in Edmond, so overall a nice cool day here in Edmond. Let's go ahead and take a look at our weather headlines upcoming for this week. We do have a red flag warning in effect for Oklahoma County, so that means the fire risk danger is very elevated today. We do have a very windy week ahead of us. These winds are going to stick around for the next couple of days. And then going into next week, we do have a chance for some severe storms to develop with those storms. And we will definitely keep you updated as we find out more about that forecast. That's all I have for weather. I'm going to toss it right back over to Eden.
Thank you, CJ. And the Oklahoma State House has given final legislative approval to a bill that would make performing an abortion a felony and punishable by up to 10 years in prison. This legislation was approved yesterday afternoon, and the Republican-controlled House voted 7-14 to send the bill to Governor Kevin Stitt.
And now for an update on the situation in Ukraine. Foreign ministers met today in Brussels as U.S. officials warned that Russia's war in Ukraine could be entering a protracted phase. The U.S. also announced today new sanctions on Russian financial institutions. An increasing number of leaders continue to accuse Russian forces of war crimes.
And many liquor stores are taking Russian vodka off of the shelves in response to the ongoing war in Ukraine. UCentral's Logan Gassett has the story.
Liquor stores across the state that carry Russian vodkas are facing a new set of challenges since the attack on Ukraine.
We had about 3 bottles left of the Russian vodka when this all started. We actually had one customer come in and buy them all, and its sole purpose was just to pour them out.
Store managers are learning that some customers feel more strongly than others and are buying the bottles simply to pour them out.
A lot of people bought them and dumped them. People having dumping out parties, kind of like how it was during the Prohibition, where they're just getting rid of it all.
Many stores are choosing to not restock the sold-out bottles or have taken them off the shelf entirely to prevent future purchases.
We don't think it's directly going to affect Russia, but we'll do whatever we can. You know, we're not going to order from a Russian vodka, just from the stuff they're doing. So
the empty shelf space is being used again in some stores with an alternate option instead.
We only carry one Russian vodka, and that's called Russian Standard. But everybody in the state pretty much pulled it off the shelf. We replaced it with a Ukrainian vodka. If we can support the Ukrainian cause by carrying more of their products, we will.
This is Logan Gassett reporting from Edmond, UCentral News.
And coming up after the break, community members are getting involved with a good cause.
And just how competitive is vet school? Stay tuned.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
You can achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but... Wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision... Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah. Invent...
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world.
Told you she's super smart.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
In the land of wonder and awe, you won't believe you see what you saw. Where there's something to do for young and for old, where stories are written and then they're retold. Visit travelok.com today. Come see for yourself and come out to play.
Welcome back to UCentral News. And today, going on, UCO Office of Community Engagement invites the Central community to build pallets for the Oklahoma City Memorial Marathon. The pallets will be used at water stations along the race route to keep runners hydrated. You can help build pallets from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Friday, April 15th at the OKC Marathon Warehouse in Oklahoma City.
One of UCentral's reporters took an inside look at just how competitive vet school is for Oklahoma students. Here's what Madeline Fisher found.
Aspiring vet and UCO student Taylor Frias knows all too well how competitive the field of veterinary medicine can get. With only one university in the state of Oklahoma to provide the degree, the odds are not in these students' favor.
So obviously it's really stressful only having one option, OSU, for vet school to apply at, because it's super competitive. The program only accepts a small amount of people.
But students like Taylor have another option at the University of Central Oklahoma.
At UCO, I'm able to get my prerequisites that are needed in order to continue my studies at a vet school.
As a four-year university, UCO is capable of providing all the necessary course requirements for students to apply to OSU's veterinary medicine program. This gives students like Taylor the opportunity to remain closer to home as they prepare for their futures.
So I felt that I would do better in my schoolwork and studies, being surrounded by my family and at home where I didn't have to worry about the financial cost of living and things like that.
If students are interested in the pre-vet med program, they should speak with their advisors or visit the NIE for more info. From Edmond, Oklahoma, I'm Madeline Fisher, UCentral News.
Madeline, and it has been pretty windy and chilly these past couple of days. I'm hoping for some warmer weather. CJ, what do we got?
Well, that warmer weather is going to come. However, we do have to sit through a couple of days of that colder weather as well. So with those winds and colder weather, we can expect those to stick around for the next couple of days here in Oklahoma. Let's take a look at our weather headlines coming up for this week. Right now, we do have a red flag warning in effect for a majority of the state. Wind conditions and relative humidities are very low today, making the fire threat a very real danger here in Oklahoma. We do have a very windy week ahead of us. That wind's going to stick around. We could see wind of about 25 to 35 and even 45 miles per hour throughout the week. So we will definitely be keeping an eye on that. And coming next week, we do have another chance for some severe storms to make their way through Oklahoma. So those storms will make their way next week, come after the weekend with the warmer weather that's coming with it. Let's go ahead and take a look at current conditions around the state of Oklahoma right now. And as you can see, feeling pretty cool. Not too cold outside, but not too warm either. Oklahoma City sitting at about 65 degrees, Clinton 63, Ponca City up there sitting at 64, and Guyman sitting at 60. So overall, pretty uniform feeling across the state. Got very breezy conditions across most of Oklahoma. Let's go ahead and take a look at current conditions for tonight here in Edmond. 43 is going to be our low tonight under clear skies. And as you can see, those winds are going to stick around. They might even get even worse throughout the night. Northwest at about 20 to 25 miles per hour. Gusts of about 45 miles per hour as well. Humidity is also going to kick up just a little bit to about 20%. However, the rain chance is going to remain at 0 for tonight. Let's go ahead and take a look at lows around the state. So overall, a very, very cool night here in Oklahoma. Got a couple of 30s up there in Guyman and Miami. But for the most part, we're going to stick around the 40-degree mark here in the metro area and the surrounding cities like McAllister, Ardmore. Y'all sitting there at 42 and 41 respectively. So overall, a very cool night. However, we're not going to get below freezing for most of the state. Let's take a look at tomorrow's forecast, our highs. And as you can see, it's more of the same pretty much. 60-degree weathers for most of the state. Altus, Ardmore, and Idabel, y'all down there getting 68, 67, and 65. A little bit closer to 70, but for the most part, you guys are going to stay cool as well. Here in the metro, we're sitting at about 62 degrees. So overall, it's going to be kind of warm tomorrow and kind of cool, very breezy as well. Take a look at tomorrow's forecast for us here in Edmond. At 7 a.m. It's going to be a breezy 43 degrees under sunny skies. So a very beautiful morning for your morning commute to work, to school, whatever you have to do. And then going into the afternoon, that temperature is going to raise to about 56 degrees under fair conditions. Might see a little bit of cloud coverage as well, but nothing too major. And then going into the evening at 7 p.m., that's when we're going to see our hottest weather of the day at 62 degrees. Let's go ahead and take a look at our 7-day forecast coming up. And as you can see, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we're going to be sitting around the 60-degree mark. But then on Saturday, that's when that next front is going to move through and bring it with it some more warm weather going into Sunday. And then Monday and Tuesday, those are our days where we're going to be watching for severe weather. We do have the conditions that are present for severe weather going into Monday and Tuesday. So that's all I have for weather. I'm going to toss it right back to Eden at the desk.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world?
You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Hello, and welcome to the Central Music Scene. I'm Tyler Lurch, and I've been a musician for over 10 years. I'm also involved with the local music scene here in OKC with my own band, Tar Creek. I'll be bringing you all the latest news concerning artists, shows, releases, as well as international and national music news. Let's get right into it. First for today, Canadian punk band Pup has released their newest album, The Unraveling of Pup the Band. The album was released on April 1st and has a total of 12 tracks that are filled with melancholy emotion. This is Pup's fourth album, and their song Matilda already has over 630,000 plays on Spotify. If you'd like to check out the album, it's available on all streaming services right now. Second for today would have been Kurt Cobain's 55th birthday. The grunge frontman was well known for his work with his band Nirvana, which released 4 studio albums before his death in 1994. The band has had a resurgence in popularity recently, with their song Something in the Way being featured in The Batman.
From your secret friend.
If you'd like to listen to any of their music, it's available on all streaming services now. And third for today, Beartooth will be playing the Criterion this Sunday. The show at the Criterion is part of the Below Tour Part 2. It will feature notable metalcore acts Silverstein, The Devil Wears Prada, and Era. Tickets are $34.50, doors are at 6, and the show will begin at 7 p.m. Be sure to get your tickets quickly. And fourth for today, Tech Nine will be playing the Tower Theater this Friday. The show is part of his Asinine Tour and features artists like Joey Cool, X-Rated, and Mayday. Tickets range from $35 to $45, and doors will be at 7, and the show will start at 8 p.m. Well, that's all I have for you today. Be sure to check in next week for more international and local music news. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Tyler. When we get back from the break, Devin Bajek will bring you up to date in the world of sports. Stay tuned.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
You can achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but... Wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision... Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah. Invent...
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world.
Told you she's super smart.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
In the land of wonder and awe, you won't believe you see what you saw. Where there's something to do for young and for old, where stories are written and then they're retold. Visit travelok.com today. Come see for yourself and come out to play.
Welcome back, Bronco sports fans. I'm Devin Bajek, and this is your sports update. UCO baseball obliterated Southeastern State 17-7 yesterday here in Edmond. The Chos improved to 20-13 on the season. A total of 22 players got an opportunity to get into the game. The Chos found themselves down 4-0 after 3 innings, but in the bottom of the 4th, they hit 5 doubles and 2 singles, creating 6 runs, giving them a lead they wouldn't relinquish. Garrett Takamatsu went 4 for 5 at the plate with the homer and 2 RBIs. Caleb Glass had the only other homer for the Chos as he went 2 for 5 with a pair of RBIs to boot as well. Head baseball coach John Martin had this to say about his team. Once we got going, the guys got a lot more confidence and played well. They had good at-bats. It was good to get a lot of guys in the game and get some opportunities. It's always good when you have a chance to do that. The Chos traveled to Topeka, Kansas to face off against Washburn for a 3-game conference weekend series. UCO women's golf finished 2nd place at the Newman Invitational. The Chos almost pulled off a comeback for the ages but fell 1 stroke short. Head coach Michael Bond had this to say about his team's performance. We battled hard but just came up a little short. I'm proud of the way we played and competed. We gave ourselves a chance, and that's all you can ask. As for the men's golf team, they finished 4th place at the Mule tournament yesterday. Evan Griffith fired a 2-under par 68 in the final round to help propel UCO to 4th. Derek Thompson, the head coach, said, "We played pretty solid today. Evan really played great the last 2 rounds and finished strong. It was a good tournament for us, but there's still a lot of improvement we can do in the next couple of weeks." The LA Lakers had championship aspirations to start this season, but as of right now, all the Lakers and their fans are feeling is pain. The pain of failing to even qualify for the play-in tournament. The Lakers lost 121-110 last night to the Phoenix Suns, leaving the Lakers with a record of 31-48. The Lakers have only missed the playoffs 12 times in their 74-year history. 7 of those have come in the last 9 seasons. This season left Lakers coach Frank Vogel with 2 words to sum it up: extremely disappointed. The Suns look like they truly enjoyed the chance to bury the Lakers last night, especially when you remember Anthony Davis suggested last month that the Suns' 2021 playoff win over the Lakers was a fluke. Injuries were one of the key issues with the team as LA's big 3 of LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook combined to only play 21 games together. The Lakers were 11-10 in those games. Major question marks need to be addressed by GM Rob Pelinka this offseason if the Lakers are to be seen as legitimate candidates for the title in 2022 and 2023. Will they trade or release Russell Westbrook? Do they keep Talen Horton-Tucker? Who will be the coach? All of this makes the Lakers an intriguing team to keep an eye out for this offseason. Colin Kaepernick last Saturday held an impressive showing at halftime of the University of Michigan spring game. His former head coach for the San Francisco 49ers, Jim Harbaugh, gave him the stage to sell himself. He showed off the excellent arm strength he's always had, threw crisp passes, and just overall looked more than capable of being an NFL quarterback. It was essentially a pro day for Kaepernick, getting another opportunity to perform for NFL scouts and attendance in Kaepernick's last season in the NFL. He passed for over 2,241 yards and threw 16 touchdowns to 4 picks. He also ran for 468 yards. Kaepernick was quoted after the workout as saying, "I know right now the situation likely won't allow me to come in and step into a starting role. I know I'll be able to work my way to that though and show very quickly." In this new era of the NFL where QB mobility is something every team wants to add, Kaepernick is someone that could be attractive to NFL teams. The Seattle Seahawks would be an NFL team to watch out for as Kaepernick looks to end his NFL absence. That's going to be it for me. I'm going to toss it to CJ and Eden at the desk.
Thanks, Devin. After the break, we'll have something to spice up your hump day as well as a last weather update from CJ. Stay tuned.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world?
You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Welcome back, and today UCO offered free camel rides for students in Buddy's Park. The camels were hanging out, ready for students to give them some attention. CJ, what do you think about this?
Yeah, that's really cool. That's something that's really cool around here at campus. You don't really see a lot of camels around campus, and it's pretty cool that you're actually able to go and ride that. And it's pretty fitting that it's happening on a Wednesday, hump day even. So I think that was something pretty cool. But on the weather side of things, let's go ahead and take a look at our 7-day forecast one final time. So for this week, what we can expect to happen, we can see lower temperatures, more wind going into this weekend, and then on Saturday we're going to see that temperature rise back up with another system that's going to make its way through Oklahoma. And with that system, it is also going to bring the threat for severe weather and tornadoes coming into next week on Monday and Tuesday. As you can see there, we got 20% on Monday and Tuesday respectively. So we will definitely be keeping an eye on that for you guys here at UCentral. We'll be keeping an eye on the weather that's coming up in the next couple of days. That's all I have for weather. I'm going to throw it back to Eden at the desk.
Thank you, CJ. That's all the time we have for UCentral. I think I'm going to go ride a camel. I don't know about you.
Hey, you know, I wish I could ride a camel, but I don't think they'd let me on. It would be very fun to go ride a camel, though.
Right.
Something that's very crazy. I mean, come on, a camel on campus?
I know. I've never ridden a camel. Now's the time. Well, thank you guys for joining us. I'm Eden Jones.
And I'm CJ Craig.
Have a good night.